back for day 2 of the 100 horror films in 31 days. Got 3 films in today. First up, I finished up this Umbrella release, watched Son of Blob, aka Beware of the Blob, uh, and it actually was also released in 1982, re-released as the movie that J.R. shot, meaning director Larry Hagman, who was, of course, J.R. Ewing in Dallas TV show. Uh, that's what he's most famous for, Larry Hagman. But this was his one and only directorial film. I don't really know much about the motives behind it, um, but I thought he did a pretty good job. The problem, I think, with Beware of the Blob is it doesn't know what it wants to be. It almost feels like let's shoot a comedy and have a bunch of Larry Hagman's actor friends, uh, but it also tried very hard to be a horror movie with a lot of decent scares. But you've got an endless series of what I call little 2 and 3 minute vignettes with introducing new characters who who act kind of clownish and then they get killed off. It's interesting for a while, but it's because there's no cohesive plot, it gets a little tedious. The film is like a who's who, though. It stars Joffrey McCambridge, who is in one of my favorite blaxploitation movies of all time, The Watermelon Man. Love that movie to death. What a great movie! I hope that gets a Blu-ray treatment someday. But anyway, Joffrey McCambridge uh, finds a piece of the blob and puts it in like storage. Brings it home from a camping trip, and he and his wife don't know what to make of it. Let the thing thaw out, and then there you go. You've got your blob back in action. You've got all kinds of people in here that went on to be famous. Garrett Graham is in this. Burgess Meredith and Larry Hagman are in a scene together, which they're basically the town drunks, and then Larry Hagman gets killed by the blob. Robert Walker is in this as he's a lead in this. He plays a very young guy, kind of a la Steve McQueen character, trying to solve the mystery of the blob and put the blob out of commission. You might remember Robert Walker from the Star Trek episode where he was this boy with the telekinetic powers. He's in this. Dick Van Patten, a lot of Cindy Williams from Laverne and Shirley. Just an endless slew of people that went on to have pretty decent careers in acting, particularly in TV. I give it a 5 out of 10. It wasn't, like I say, I think it for 90 minutes there's just not enough story to propel the film, and it's a bit tedious. No special features with Son of the Blob, but I highly recommend this if you want to get all the Blob movies. I think this is the best way to go. Is the Umbrella release. You've got 2 audio commentary tracks for the original Blob. You've got unfortunately, you've got scant special features on the best film, which is Blob '88. There's an interview. That's about it. And then there's no special features for Beware of the Blob, or AKA the movie J.R. shot. So that's it for Son of Blob. The theme for yesterday was uh, slimy, gooey type movies. And so the theme movie that was chosen was Chud, which of course this Vestron release well, it's not a Vestron. I was thinking of Chud too. This Arrow release is stacked. Um, it's really. I've watched the movie and all the special features. This was probably my 4th time viewing the film. I watched the international cut. There's an international cut on here of Chud, which is it's about right at 87 minutes. Uh, I think in summary, yeah, I've watched Chud a number of times. I just can't warm to this movie, and I think the only thing that really has any appeal for me at all in this movie is Daniel Stern. I think without Daniel Stern, um, I just don't even know if it's watchable or not. It's slow. The pacing is slow. They take a lot of time to evolve the plot and try to a lot of what's going on here type stuff. And without Daniel Stern carrying it, it wouldn't hold any interest at all. But it's there's just a lot of moments of tedium in this film that I just don't like it. And I've watched it a lot. I've tried to like it. I give it a 5 out of 10. Just not my cup of tea. I do recommend this release though because the audio commentary and special features are fantastic, as is with most of the Arrow releases. So this Arrow release, you've got the Blu-ray and the this international cut, which I watched this time. I watched the international cut. Yeah, so that's mixed bag. That's chud. Now on to the cream of the crop. This made my day. Roger Corman's Humanoids from the Deep. This is, if you like creature features and guys in suits, this is a must watch. This is a must own Blu-ray. Fantastic. It's just everything that I want in a cheesy B horror movie. I love this movie. It's got gore, it's got nudity, boobs, beautiful looking women, great special effects, fast pacing. The movie's only like 80 minutes long. Great acting. Just a cheesy, fun time. This is one of my favorite Roger Corman films, and I highly recommend this Shout Factory release. It's got numerous interviews with the director and the producers. Good stuff. But the storyline basically is Creature from the Black Lagoon on steroids. I mean, it's if you think Creature from the Black Lagoon and you think let's throw in a lot of beautiful looking women, a lot of tits, and a lot of gore, you've kind of got the idea of Humanoids from the Deep. Doug McClure stars in it, and he does it. I think he was kind of off his game a little bit. I understand he liked to hit the bottle, and yeah, he wasn't bad in this. I just think he kind of, I'm not saying he was sleepwalked through it, but I think he was not on his game. But even with Doug McClure not on his game, it's still fun to watch. Vic the Tragic, of course, Vic Morrow plays another crotchety, glasses half empty kind of guy in this. He unfortunately died tragically in the Twilight Zone, making of the Twilight Zone movie. Vic Morrow's in this, great actor. And there's just a bevy of beautiful, beautiful, large-breasted women in this. And the humanoids, so the storyline is the humanoids are, well, their body really looks like the Creature of the Black Lagoon, but if you take, their heads are kind of enlarged. They have large craniums that almost is analogous to the mutants in This Island Earth. I think that's probably the best, closest analogy I could give you. They are trying to not necessarily kill humans, but repopulate. So they're having sex or attempting to have sex with these bevy of beautiful women. What's interesting about this is that the director of the film, Roger Corman, picked a woman to do it. And he told her, look, just shoot the scenes with the men getting killed as graphically and as brutally as possible. And when the mutants are trying to rape the girls, just, shoot it like a sex scene. Just go with your natural instincts. So what does he get back? He gets back these most brutal, all the scenes with the men in it, there's these brutal killings, lengthy shots, lingering over it, lots of blood, etc., etc. Then he gets to the sex scenes. He's watching the sex scenes, and it's shot kind of in shadow. And he's like, what the hell is this? So they had to go back and hire a male director to fix that problem, which they definitely fixed it, because there's a lot of nudity and sex in this, and simulated sex with guys dressed up in a monster costume. You can't beat this movie. This is an 8 out of 10. If you don't have humanoids from the deep in your collection, man, fix that problem. Go get it because I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Probably one of the best creature feature films I've seen in a long, long time. All right, that'll wrap up day 2, and hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate you watching. Thanks.